Mic check, mic check. Yeah, we on deck. Protect your neck because we headed to where we homesteading steadily, readily for anything and anything that happens. And we can do it while we rapping. All right. So, man, we just got finished being in the hood, giving out food, collaboration Amico's farm. Everybody eats together. And this is what a true partnership looks like. And also when it comes to like entities and being out here in the streets for the people, you know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, these are literal streets. You know what I'm saying? We met some real people. And that's what it was always supposed to be about when it came to the food access movement over here. And we have Amico, from started over here at TLW, True Living Well, and now runs Amico's Farms that's getting so much acclaim everywhere, bro. Like, you out there, bro. And so, from your experience of this community and your time at True Living Well, what has kind of been your experience when it comes to food access and getting the food to the people?
So it's interesting because I came in on a management level. I came in as a farmer, but I was a farm operations manager. So I was being kind of pushed and pulled more so by the organization, True Living Well itself. And it was never initially about where the food goes. It was more so completely about the image. To say, oh, maximize space. We needed to look like this, look like this. So while that's what I was kind of coming into and understanding initially, that's not what I was down with. So, I wanted to change the fact that none of this produce was going to the community, or the quality level wasn't even that high, or there wasn't any systematic movement of this food to the people. So I made sure that we also the food that was going to people was going to communities that were not of us. You know what I mean? So
it's funny that you mentioned that, because that was the whole purpose of when this community began to do this work, because this community actually housed the first planned African American community in the city of Atlanta. One of them, Booker T. Washington, Just Us. These communities historically have housed Martin Luther King, professors from the Atlanta University Center. And in 2013, 2012, we were faced with this community being a food desert. And for great founders to establish this community, why not come together again and create a food system in the same community where so much rich history is? And so we got together and we started creating a food first plan to alleviate food systems, scarcities and food deserts. And we created a food first campaign with Choice Neighborhood in the community, and True Living Well is a part of that. And so for them to hear that they're not giving the food out to the people, or not trying to systematically take care of that, that's just sad, man.
Yeah, man. And so when I came, it was with the air of change and potential, right? So the whole first year, like I said, it took me to understand this community and this neighborhood, and I was big on that. I made sure people knew my name and I knew their names, and all the elders that would sit outside the back of the farm and outside the farm. I'm doing giveaways and everything like that. So just over the 3 years that I've been there and been managing, they got off their rocker. They lost all of their administration, the ED, everything. And then, as a corporation, is in making initiatives and caring at all about the food or where it goes is just completely stopped, even whether it was real in the beginning or not. So it became really all on me. And that's really when I established Amico's Farm.
Yeah. And Amico's Farm is doing some wonderful stuff. You mentioned the ED. And I remember when sister was the executive director, but she left, I guess, because stuff wasn't right, or maybe she had a better opportunity. I know she's doing some other work in urban agriculture. But there hasn't been a lot of people go in and out of the farm workers. What do you think? What has your experience been as it relates to how you've been treated as a farm worker? Because I've seen people come and go, not have the best experience. Sometimes not even complain about not getting paid. And why? I mean, this is a black farm, and we're doing this community movement. And the last thing we want to see is people doing unpaid labor on farms.
Facts.
I think it's very traumatic. So, how has your treatment been in this situation?
Man, specifically, I'll speak to the last year since the ED left, and because that's when I became independent. So it's more so like, oh, I'm stepping for myself now, and for the goals and dreams that I have, and I'm sharing with the community and my members. So I would say, man, it hasn't been no support. I haven't felt like, I haven't felt encouraged by the organization at all to do this. Allowed, you could say, but that's not necessarily the case either, because I'm providing for this company and making sure this is a beautiful space, and that's how they use me to get funders.
Yeah,
and to go get $1 million, and then I'm not getting, and I would never get. So I never felt representation from the organization, even when I was the manager. They never showed anybody that this was a black person growing, and I'm like, why don't you? I thought this is what this is about.
Yeah. You spoke about representation, man, and them not representing you, them not supporting you, and again, like this farm kind of ultimately not really supporting the food system measures that we need to alleviate people from hunger. And so, as it relates to representation, my experience is that not only have people been treated poorly, but there hasn't been a lot of representation from the community at all. So have you had any experiences with community engagement or the TLW putting forth? Because I don't even know if they have anybody from the community on their board or for a long time. So is there people from the community inside of TLW trying to let them know how the community is feeling?
Traditionally, no. They have some new board members, and they might be doing some better work, but no, not at all. And even if all these people are inactive, and that's how it just feels. It feels like there's absolutely no care or intention to make this anything about a food system, and they want to figure out how to become a better organization, but it's under the guise of agriculture and food. So even in this new model, when I became independent, they're like, oh, on top of you not getting your farm operation manager salary anymore, we're going to turn around and charge you to farm on this space. And we're going to charge you an astronomical number, a real estate number, not a farm. If you look up farm leases, it is not anything that was close to what I was offered or was told that was going to happen for me. So I just, no representation. Speaking of that, when I finally did, within this year, collaborate and do an event, it was a very positive, spiritual, opening, true and honest and fun experience. The community loved it. You was there. Thanks for coming. And the organization used that event to say that I don't follow protocol, or I'm a problem child, or I'm not community. Like I don't know what. Yeah, so they're gonna use anything to try to
pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna use anything to assassinate my character, and everything. So that's why I started speaking on it more, because I'm not with the untruth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I could be a witness to that as it relates to just what they kind of use to keep you from being active and participating with the community. As y'all can see, today we had this very positive situation where we're out here with the cart giving out food to the people. And a lot of y'all can remember when we was kind of like out here doing it. And it was a situation where we were out here after school. We were out here giving out hot dogs and making sure that people were eating after school. And the gates were open. The gates were open of TLW. And y'all remember that on social media. Here's a clip. All right. So, and so what happened is, as it relates to interfering with operations that can actually help the community and get the community the food that they need and the socialism that they need, James closed that gate.
James closed that gate.
He closed that gate
and put a lock on it so high. Like, Very extra.
And the community was coming in, right?
Pulling up,
They
bro.
were pulling up.
Rollo came through.
Rollo came through. It was a situation where we were doing what it was supposed to do for the kids.
And the school was getting out. Everybody, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that's something that he always does, which is, or TLW? Do you think TLW is in the way of true community? Do you think the leadership is in the way of true community partnerships and collaborations?
I think that Truly Living Well is allowing James Harris to run them, who is not properly in the position that he's volunteering for. And because they're allowing him and not stepping up and are being active on the collective level, then yes, I will have to point to the whole entire Truly Living Well organization, starting with James Harris.
And I know, because I do know there's some really great people that are a part of that board. And for what Truly Living Well can do for the community, and has done on very sparse occasions, like it could be something that can truly aid the people. Like I said, build this food system. We got this building that's behind us right now that was supposed to be purchased in 2017, so that we can have our own grocery store. And as it relates to TLW and James Harris being in the way, they prevented that from happening. And we could have had our food system from a farm to a grocery store literally before the pandemic, putting us in the spotlight to truly be a model for other African American mixed communities in the world and in our nation at that time. And so it's so important for us to just keep going. And that's why we're rolling on this bicycle, y'all. We want to show y'all that despite what's going on that end, despite what's going on your end, you know what I'm saying? This is a metaphor of keep rolling. This is a metaphor of walking through your hood, taking everything slow. You know what I'm saying? And as they go. Y'all saw the youth behind us, they people that we've served, and we're gonna keep doing it.
We'll keep doing it.
We're gonna keep doing that. So what's up with you and TLW right now? What's going on as of right now?
Well, interesting that they didn't have the money to pay me as a farm operations manager, but a few months later, we just gave it all away, young man. If you ever see us, though, you know we got produce. The farm is right here. So y'all, if you ever see those gates open, y'all can come through, get a tomato, cucumber, something like that. What kind of, say it again? I said the farm. See the farm over here? So we got all kinds of stuff, like I said, tomatoes, basil, produce, vegetables, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Healthy stuff, a little better than some chips and sodas. Y'all can come over here and get some stuff like that. But not today. Like I said, we just gave it all away, but we'll be here for y'all, all right? And tell your people, tell your mommy and daddy that the farm is right here in your neighborhood. And it's black people growing. Make sure you tell them that.
Yes, how it is, man.
Yeah. So with Truly Living Well right now, I was saying, it's interesting that they didn't have the money to pay me as a farm operations manager anymore. But a few months later, they came and hired this dude to kind of act as a muscle and as a flexor. And he has a position that's actually reads exactly the same as mine. So I did not get the position when I just did a review before the ED left, and everything was absolutely fucking amazing.
And speaking of absolutely fucking amazing, you do an absolutely fucking amazing job at that farm, bro. Like I said, there's been a lot of people that's come in and out as relates to farm managers, but bro, you top tier.
Appreciate it.
You top tier, and that's why I'm happy to be rolling with you right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted to. We just gave out flowers, but even though we out, you know what I'm saying? I want to give you your flowers. Like you do that, man. You do that, and so yeah. What's going on with what you gonna do? I know they didn't pay you. They bringing in new people and still not paying you.
Yeah.
It seems like they squeezing a lot of people out. And they trying to go in a completely new direction. So what direction do you think TLW is going to continue to go in, or what direction do you hope that they go in more than anything?
I think they're really going to try to go into the sharecropper thing, but I hope that that doesn't work. I hope that they see. I hope that nobody's willing to pay their price that they're doing. I hope that people are like, oh, this isn't what Truly Living Well was. I really hope that they don't get above community and start going to big funders. I know, please. And be able to run with that vision, because then it don't be like ours at all. They're gonna sell it to Botanical Gardens or some other entities. It's definitely gonna be up out of our hands. What I would hope to happen is to go back to the regularly scheduled program. A new person, executive director, whatever, come in, and we go right back to
farmers markets,
and all of that stuff.
It used to be farmers markets. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, I can't say that that's a we, because I don't work for them. So that would have to be like an invitation to be back as in a position and with all of that. So I don't know, bro. I don't know as far as them. I know with me, I'm in the space to looking at other space, and it really made me realize Amico's farm isn't the land, it's the brand. So we talk about your space that everybody eats. I'm talking about other collaborations that I have, like with Habasha and their garden. I got a 9-acre ranch in Ellenwood that I be trapping on, and just keeping moving and keeping growing and keeping doing stuff like this. Anywhere that I go, I'm gonna make sure that I incorporate things like this. You know what I mean? Because lead with this. You know what I mean? Because I'm seeing how I'm just seeing how and just believing in so much more. And that's why I appreciate you for bringing me into this, because it wasn't something that I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to do different ways, but this is a way I haven't tried to really get out there directly and let people see your face and let people, you know what I'm saying, if it's not a good day for you, you still out here and all of that type stuff. So yeah, bro, I appreciate you for that. So,
hey, man, I'm just out here in the sun, just like you. I'm just trying to bring more people in the light. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you witness me and all my circular emotions, you know what I'm saying? I take a hold of that same steering wheel, and I try to drive people right here to that light, man. And so whether I'm speaking calmly like this, or out here in the streets like that, or rolling with you and your dog, I just try to show people that, yo, stand in the light, talk about what's right, you're gonna be all right. Bars! Yeah. All right, man. Anything else you want to say to the people before we head out, man? We've been serving the people righteously, drinking our water. You know what I'm saying?
Drinking water,
handling our puppies.
You know what I mean? Getting all crossed up. Nah, man. I would just say I appreciate your support, bro. I appreciate community support, and like I said, it's the brand, not the land. We are children of the earth. We gonna be here. We gonna tend to this. We gonna make sure it's beautiful. We gonna grow. We gonna feed. We gonna teach.
We gonna teach, man. Hey, stewardship, fortification. Hey, that's the proclamation to build our nation. Sean D'Angelo, we out here in the streets. Everybody eats. Amico's Farms. Yeet. Peace. That's it.
Good shit, bro. I think we can put a lot of that. We can put a lot of that.
And it stay recording.